It's been interestingly much shorter than it really is. So MakeMyTrip is now actually 16 years old, and quite frankly, it doesn't seem a day over, maybe 8, 10 years old. And for me, that means one's had a good time, because we all know when we're having a good time, we don't know where time goes. And so it's been very, very interesting, lots of ups and downs. Started off with a very brief but quick hurrah, because there was early stage funding and we managed to get a site up. Very exciting days in 2000, 2001 to 2003, 4 almost. Those 3 years were our toughest years. We had very little money. There was 9/11. There was the dot-com bust, the original one. So our VC pulled out money. So we had nothing literally, but I guess something kept me and the team going. And then by 2004-5, we broke even. We launched in India then. Before that, it was a non-resident Indian business kind of thing based here. And I think 2005 to 2010, I like to categorize that as really the period of hyper organic growth. 2010, we IPO'd. And that time we grew from about 40 million in revenues all the way to about, in gross booking, all the way to about 400 when we are about 400. So we had grown about 10x in those 5 years. And that was like a super exciting time. And then post the IPO again, I think that continued. We had 2 great years. We made good money, which is unknown of in this. We made $10 million the year after we IPO'd. But then Kingfisher went bust and the entire aviation industry crashed. And we were more dependent on air than hotels at that time. Hotels has now really taken off. So, again, we had to rebuild the business. But I think we're in a better position than ever before. Post IPO, we've made investments. Of course, most recently, we announced this big merger with GoIbibo, which we think is going to be very exciting for us and for the industry overall. And so, yeah, it's been one heck of a story, one heck of a journey. And quite frankly, I think the best is yet to come. Mergers are like marriages, and so I think there's a lot of excitement when they get started, and then after that you need a lot of understanding to make it last. So I'm very, very acutely aware of that, as is leadership on both sides, and we're determined we'll make it last. You should know, while the announcement is done, the signing is done, the closing is dependent on 2 approvals. One approval is from our shareholder base. We need to get 50% vote. That should happen in the next week. Most of our shareholders are very excited about it. The second is from the Competition Commission of India, which is regulatory. So again, we think we're in good shape, and it should be. We've obviously filed our application, so we expect to hear back from them. So hopefully by the end of the year, we can really get into the merger. It's a great question, because fundamentally all our businesses, especially the new age digital businesses, we're all about people, right? I mean, this is not like 2 big brands of FMCG companies merging where there's a lot of value per se in the brand, or like Coke buying someone where you want the thumbs up formula, etc., etc. This is really about people. The code is written by people. No one in our industry writes code or systematically, so you really can't look at anyone else's documentation as in data. So it comes down to people. And again, like really, really acutely aware that that's going to be the big challenge. Companies have different cultures. We have our own culture we're very, very proud, excited about. And I know that GoIbibo has their own and Redbus has their own. And that's going to be the challenge. But I think one should look at positives from both sides, take a very simple approach. Let's look at best practices. And if leadership goes in with a very clear view to make it work, then you do. There's some give and take, but then you do. So I'm very confident we will. And really taking a leaf out of our own book, our own journey, what really, really worked for us, what kept us going through all the tough moments, and these aren't moments, these are actually years. Sometimes it was 3 years, sometimes it was 6 months, and we've had our share of ups and downs. I think was inherent confidence that we're onto something. Have a good team of people, so you're not just kind of, in your own paradise kind of saying, yeah, this is going to work out. You have other people who challenge you, and persevere. So if there's one word, I would say constantly persevere and be humble enough to accept you could be wrong and change course if required. So I think these 2 things are big, and I tell young entrepreneurs, in fact, I tell colleagues who are taking the plunge to turn entrepreneur, don't look back, don't look in the rearview mirror too soon. Give it 4 years to even know if you're onto something. You won't know it before that. India takes time to build businesses. And if we had given up early, we won't be here today.
Jam Trinity, the Jandhan, Aadhaar, and mobile. When we combine these three facilities, it is going to transform the way that citizens will be able to use the services.
People are getting opportunities to get online, to conduct trade, commerce, where earlier it was a big time capital business. Unless you have capital to invest in your business, you could not take off a business.